So Kelly Johnson recently recorded a great video regarding Tate brothers where she mentioned many amazing points that all of us should think about. Also, she has been crushing it with her YouTube channel lately, doing amazing content about wrongdoings of the elites and showing us the reality of the world. Go watch her content because it's very important you know the stuff she talks about. You will find link to her channel in the description of this video.
Holy smokes. What a fascinating few days it's been watching the discord between the Tate fans and the Tate haters. Woo! While everyone is entitled to their own opinion of the guy, and by the way, if you haven't spent a lot of time listening to Andrew's long form interviews, I'm talking 2, 3, 4-hour interviews, I completely understand why people would have a negative opinion of him. Like, duh, absolutely, obviously, I have eyes and ears. Listen, I too was shocked when I first came across his content. I went from being triggered and offended to laughing hysterically to surprisingly agreeing with him on a lot of things. A full range of emotion was had, let me tell you. But after hours of content, I decided I liked the guy and I liked his message and what he stood for. We both have an understanding that the institutional powers do not want people to think for themselves or to be self-reliant. We share that same sentiment when it comes to corruption and power. On the flip side, it's very important that we never hold anyone to an impossible standard. We humans are infallible creatures. We all have a past, and we've all done things we regret. We have and will continue to make mistakes. That's how we grow and evolve as humans. Am I right? I think it's pretty obvious to anyone that Andrew's online persona is exactly that. A persona, a combination of provocative entertainer, intellectual, and a comedian. I mean, I think he's hysterical. A lot of over-the-top and somewhat obnoxious takes sprinkled with a bit of truth. With that said, what concerns me the most is the negligent assumptions people are making without really knowing anything about him. A quick Google search and it's an immediate, he's a scumbag, rapist, human trafficker, signed, sealed, delivered, case closed, end of story. It's very reminiscent of the COVID-19 narrative. One side blindly trusted the science, they attacked, vilified, humiliated, destroyed anyone who questioned it, and the other side simply wanted to be left alone to make their own health decisions based on the information we were given, which was dodgy and inconsistent, to say the least. Now we know that causes blood clots, heart attacks, myocarditis, even death. And according to a recent study published by the Cleveland Clinic, it's now been shown that the boosters increase your risk of catching COVID. So have we not learned anything over the last 3 years? It's never been more apparent that there is a very, very clear divide of people that will always question everything with a healthy dose of skepticism, and those who believe any and everything they are told with little to no due diligence before coming to a conclusion. We are living in two different realities, and that is precisely how the power structures want it to be. Like former CIA Director William Casey, we'll know our disinformation program is complete when everything the public believes is false. Something like that. So sure, you can absolutely dislike Andrew Tate, and that's totally fine. But to automatically assume he's a human trafficker, rapist, woman abuser is just negligent. While I don't know Andrew Tate personally, I do know people that do, and they've only had wonderful things to say about the guy. I've also been in touch with his team in scheduling a trip to Dubai for a collaboration, and I must say, they have been nothing but direct, professional, and extremely kind. And I look forward to meeting Andrew and his team in the future once this debacle is sorted out, and I pray and trust that it will be very soon. Look, as I said, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but the attacks, hypocrisy, vilification, and humiliation, and just straight up evil has got to stop. Look, I'm guilty of it too, but I will be making a conscious effort this year to stay in my lane, even if I don't agree or whatever. I'm going to keep making my content in hopes to inspire ideas, conversation, skepticism, and courage. A healthy debate is necessary to evolve and grow as a society. The stifling of conversations only leads to absolute tyranny. So therefore, I will forever be a free speech absolutist, no matter how mean or evil someone is to me, because I'm an adult and I know where the off button is. Lastly, I just want to finish by saying one thing. Knowing what I know about the power structures that want to destroy Andrew, I'll probably never believe anything the Romanian or US government conjure up on him. He knew this day was coming and he warned of it so many times. He's also stated in multiple interviews that officials have bribed ex-girlfriends, offering up to $50,000 to say he was a terrible person, to no avail. Unfortunately, when these same tactics are used on poor, vulnerable Romanian women, or women in general, that could so desperately use that money, this same outcome isn't always guaranteed. I believe Andrew and Tristan are way too smart, too rich, too successful and calculated to participate in any criminal activity. I have zero faith in the justice system, as I'm sure most logical people do at this point, especially in a corrupt country like Romania. Now look, this statement may come back to bite me in my ass, and if it does, you guys can just go off. Bully me, mock me, I told you so all day long. I really don't care. I believe in what I stand for, and until I'm proven wrong, I will stand behind Andrew and Tristan. As the adage goes, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Kelly is one of the few people who is not afraid to speak out on this platform. Make sure you subscribe to her channel and show her some love in the comments.